Hare Krishna. So we are extremely fortunate here to be at this wonderful place of IIT Mandi, the Indian Institute of Technology Mandi in Himachal Pradesh, as you can see here in this beautiful scenic setting. And my name is Balram Leela Das from the Bhaktivedanta University and Bhaktivedanta Research Center team. And today it's my great pleasure and privilege to be here with Professor Ghanti Murthy, who is a professor at IIT Indore and is also the national coordinator for the Ministry of Education IKS, that is Indian Knowledge Systems Division. Thank you so much, sir,
Hare
for
Krishna.
joining us. It's truly a great privilege. We are here at this conference in IIT Mandi for the Mind, Brain and Consciousness Conference, and extremely fortunate to be with you. Thank you so much for your precious time today.
Thank you.
To start off, I would like to just ask what I can see you are the person behind the Indian Knowledge Systems national coordinator with the Ministry of Education. Could you kindly share what was your what has really inspired you to take up IKS, and what do you think as value it can add to the society?
I mean, in terms of IKS, I mean, is invaluable not only just because of any cultural pride and those reasons, but also because of the way that it is essential for the future of the humanity itself. And my personal journey into the IKS, of course, we have at home we have the paramparas for bhakti and culture and all of that. But then what brought me into IKS and then see the statement that I just made, that it is invaluable for the humanity, is also the practical aspect of it. I would like to highlight the practical aspect of it just a little bit more.
Sure.
So there, I mean, I'm a trained agriculture engineer, and one of the biggest challenges that the world is facing today is the availability of good food.
Right.
And right now we are about 7.5 billion. Next 25 years, we are going to get to 10 billion people.
Right.
And how are we going to feed 2.5 billion additional people in this world? Is a big challenge.
Yes.
And couple that with declining soil fertilities, I mean, overuse of pesticides, urea, and all of these fertilizers. When you think about it, we are really in a crisis of major proportions that is hitting us. And so I was, as any scientist would be, I was concerned about these things. So we were researching into this. And one of the ways that you can address these problems is trying to improve the soil health.
Right.
And you want to improve the soil health, and that improves the soil productivity, reduces all the other pesticide use and herbicide use and all of those other things, nutrient use and things like that. So when we were trying to get to that, basically I found out that after 2-3 years of research in the using the most high-tech tools that you can think of, cutting-edge tools in the science today.
And this was during your tenure in the US, yeah?
Yes, I was a faculty member at Oregon State University in the Biological and Ecological Engineering department there. So we were researching this, funded by USDA and all of that, US Department of Agriculture. So in this project, one of the things we wanted to basically address was this something called as a yield gap. So when you want to switch from the industrial agriculture to more of a natural farming, which actually is sustainable farming, then what you see is for up to 3 years, there is something called as a yield gap. The yields reduce by 30 to 40%.
When you want to shift from the fertilizer base and all that
thing to something that is more natural. So 3 to 4 years, basically 30 to 40% yield will be reduced. And this is a killer for any marginal farmer in any part of the world.
Right. Oh yeah, it's a killer.
Where it is a very small margin business, I mean, they can't really survive. So this is one of the biggest hesitations. So we wanted to address this core problem through improving the soil health. And so we made a lot of formulations and tested them out, used all kinds of technologies to do it. And it worked. We made sure that it could come down to one season.
Right.
But then, to my surprise, I found almost similar formula described in a 1,000-year-old text by Surapala called Vriksha Ayurveda.
Oh.
And he writes, in this text, he writes, I have gotten this from my ancestors. We have tested it out. So he says these are all things that are being practiced. So then add to that the epigraphy inscriptions in the Chola period or many other inscriptions that you find from the Chola dynasty. We were producing 15 tons of rice per hectare, which we don't do even today. We are at 4 or 5. Even with all the use of agriculture, chemicals, pesticides, nutrients, we get to 12 in Japan.
Wow.
So agriculture in the traditional Indian way can be productive, and it can actually improve the soil health. And so then we saw that was a revelation, that IKS is not just for spiritual
There you go. That's a good
pursuits.
point here.
It is also for the practical Laukika Prayojana that we
Right,
talk about.
yes.
And important not just for Bharatiyas, it is an imperative that we
world.
do this for the entire world.
Yes.
That was the inspiration to get into IKS.
Yes, yes, yes.
And thankfully, I have got a huge team of my students.
Right.
We are all researching on various aspects of the Vriksha Ayurveda and trying to take this forward
Amazing.
at IIT
Beautiful
Indore.
thing for the world, not just because we are, we are Indians and proud of it. Just it is something
Which
that we want to offer
justifiably
to the
we
world.
are, but then that's not the only part.
That's not the only.
Because this is something that will help the world.
Well, that's so beautiful. That's amazing, and it's amazing that you know it's happening in the U.S. and all that you were doing all of this kind of research. So you can see this was it's a practical something which can be now applied. And now you're also connected with academia. What do you see? So you can see that in fields like agriculture, sculpture, you mean architecture. There can be so many variety of different fields. So that's definitely there. That's one thing, that it is not just about spirituality. It's not just about
one discipline.
or one discipline or even
India has been one of the oldest living civilizations.
right.
I can almost say it with certainty
Amazing.
that there was no aspect of human endeavor that we left untouched.
So this is one
And there was deep research done in every areas. So when you talk about IKS, it is not one dimensional.
Yes.
It is multi-dimensional
Right.
and transdisciplinary at the same time.
Yes.
And what that means is you will see, address problems being addressed in a holistic way.
Right.
The world is now realizing,
Yes.
initially we used the reductionist paradigm and it served us well maybe for 300-400 years during the industrial age.
Right.
Now we are hitting the edge of those reductionist science. Now we need something beyond that. So people are calling it as system science or complexity science and all that. That essentially is the nature of IKS inquiry. And that is one of the reasons why we need these kind of things.
Yes.
That Bharatiya drishti into whatever we do.
So this thing used to be there, I'm sure, a long time back.
Yes.
Hundreds of years back or thousands of years
Not
back.
long
Is it
time
something
back,
that-
200 years ago,
How is it that it
1835.
has got destroyed?
See,
How is it that it is not part of the system?
the fundamental way it was destroyed is one, of course, the invasions.
Yes.
Basically broke the connections that we had in the Bharat. Just to give you one example, when Aryabhatta wrote his Aryabhattiyam,
Yes.
within 50 years, there was a commentary on it in Kerala.
Right.
So what does that tell you? So there was a huge exchange of knowledge, continuous exchange of knowledge everywhere across Bharat. Imagine, these were days when people had to walk. And within generation or two, they were writing commentaries. That means they would have studied it already. So that was the space of dissemination of knowledge in India. So very well connected, deep scholars working deeply. What the invasions did was, first of all, it broke these connections.
Right.
So you would have silos of excellences here and there. So there was not, for example, you'll see that in 15th and 16th centuries when Kerala School of Mathematics was developing,
Right.
not much was being transmitted to Bengal, for example, or Assam.
Right.
It was localized there because of all the obstacles that were there. So this was one of the impacts of the colonial and invasions. Another thing that happened in 1835 specifically was the change in the language. We were cut off. See, most of this thing is in Bharatiya Bhashas.
Yes.
And if you say education is only education if it is in English,
the language
you
altogether.
cut it off, you cut off the resources. So it is like having a library and locking it out.
Yes.
And that's what the education system has been designed for. Because they wanted clerks, they did not want thinkers. Now is the time to change things.
Yes.
And that is what NEP 2020 does.
Right.
It says multilingual education, multidisciplinary education, education in Bharatiya Bhashas. This is what Ministry of Education, Government of India is promoting very heavily because this is the fundamental reason why they understand. First of all, teaching a child in his or her mother tongue is the best way to educate them.
Yes.
And also accessing this huge repository of knowledge. After the Nalanda was burnt and so many libraries have been destroyed,
Yes.
still today Sanskrit is the largest repository of all knowledge. Till today.
Wow.
So what does that tell you about the amount of knowledge creation that happened?
Yes.
And all we are doing is we have locked the library and where we are sitting and then trying to solve.
Yeah.
So we should access these things. I'm not saying that the methods that worked in those times are the ones that we will apply now.
Yes.
But the point is those approaches can be learned, those philosophies can be learned, and then some methods can be used. Of course, with all the scientific
Use the
advancement
modern
that we
ways
have, we will
to
use the
access
modern
the
method.
ancient knowledge.
Exactly.
The knowledge base remains the same.
And
How
then
you
take it
access
forward.
them, how you apply them.
Exactly.
Those kind
So
of things.
we are not trying to discard any of the modern
Yes. Right.
advancements.
It's a-
It is to take
someone-
everything
it's a-
forward.
Yeah, it's a
Because
synergy to be created.
knowledge is creation is continuous. So IKS is not a static thing. It is continuously evolving.
Ah.
I'll give you one example. One small example again from agriculture because that's my favorite
sure,
area.
sure.
You know, farmers in India experimented with a lot of formulations for treating the pests,
Yes.
managing the pests. So before 15th century Portuguese came to India, we did not have any tobacco. We were not exposed to tobacco, mirchi, all of these things, right? After that, the farmers have started experimenting with. Now there are traditional formulations that they call traditional, invented in last 400 years,
right.
which are made of tobacco and mirchi. They spray these things on plants and then get rid of the pests. They don't kill, they manage.
Right.
They drive them away.
Yes.
Innovation is continuous, knowledge creation is continuous.
Knowledge creation can
This is
happen
a
as
very,
part of
very
IKS,
important
and there
part.
can be a synergy between the modern
Yeah.
and this thing
So,
to do the best for the world.
so when we talk about IKS, this is not referring to a frozen set of texts. This is a live tradition where there is continuous knowledge creation happening, transmission happening on a continuous basis, and preservation is also happening
That's
on
an
a continuous
amazing thing.
basis.
So people think it's an old, static, etc. like that.
It is not that.
That's not the case.
yeah.
And I think that's where the thing comes into place with the destruction of all of this into the mainstream academia. Like Nalanda getting destroyed, or you said 1835, it is getting removed from the education system. You think, what is the importance you feel of bringing this into modern academia now, in terms of the research, etc. like that? What do you feel about that?
So we need to first of all definitely bring it.
Yes.
But then when we bring it, one of the very key important things that we need to ensure is that the Bharatiya Drishti, the perspective of India,
Right.
Bharat, that made this knowledge system Bharatiya. So when we talk about Indian knowledge systems, what made this knowledge system Indian is that Drishti.
Right.
We need to be making sure that that is incorporated into every effort that we are trying to integrate IKS in every discipline across the
It needs
this
to
thing.
come to the academia.
It does need to come into
I studied
academic.
in IIT. You are now teaching in IIT. I never studied one bit of IKS
Yeah.
in my 17 years of education.
And you see, it is a product of the education system that we were in.
That's what-
But then
so
this is the time to change.
Yes.
And there is no point lamenting about Macaulay's minute in 1835.
Yes.
We'll be hitting 2035 in another 10 years. Let's change it.
Let's change it.
So that, you see,
Let's
if
bring it to the mainstream.
we'll
That's
make
the idea.
rejuvenate IKS and mainstream it.
Yes.
And then that will what will result in the Vikasit Bharat in 2047.
Right, right.
A
Absolutely.
changed education system that is not, so we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat. We should
Which is
also talk about
2047 goal.
2047 goal.
Yes.
But we should also talk about Bauddhik Atmanirbharata, intellectual Atmanirbharata.
Right, right.
What is it that we talk about ourselves as Bharatiyas?
Yes, yes.
Very important.
Yeah, yeah. Standing on our own in terms of our intellectual.
Yeah, we deal with the world on our own terms.
Yes, yes.
Talk about Bharatiyas.
Yeah. How else could be, as they say, Vishwaguru?
Yeah.
Or they like, that means unless you are trying to, unless you have your own intellectual base, intellectual freedom, then how would you do it? So I think that's a very, what challenges, this is very beautiful. We have to bring it, we have to bring it in the mainstream, we have to bring it in the latest and greatest ways. It will cover all fields of knowledge, etc., for the betterment of the whole world.
Yes.
Now it's pretty clear that it needs to happen.
It needs to happen, yes.
Now the thing is, as we are sitting here, and you know that we are also trying to work towards the Bhaktivedanta University, try to bring all of this, make solid universities, education institutes that will bring it up.
Yeah.
What kind of, what do you see as the top challenges to try to make this a true reality for the betterment of the society?
The big of teachers. Have that many good teachers
Right.
who are good scientists and good in their domains and also are grounded in the paramparas. This combination is a very difficult thing to find. I mean, again, I don't blame the people who are in the academia right now or the people in the paramparas because they have been trying to do their thing to the best of their abilities. But now time has come to create such scholars.
Right.
And where does that start? That has to start with probably a dedicated university where such teachers are created.
Yes, yes.
And then we also have to think about how do we integrate. So a lot of teacher training has to happen. A lot of basically hand-holding has to happen for the faculty members in the existing academia with the parampara so that they can at least start introducing.
Yes.
But then if you want to really bring the change, it is best to think of a dedicated IKS university where you actually create such faculty scholars
Right.
who are the best in the science and the things that they do, whatever the subject that they are going to do. They're also the best in the paramparas. They're grounded in paramparas. Just to say, we don't want simply shikshakas. We have reduced the role of a guru in this country to a shikshaka or a simple
which is the
teacher.
modern way
That
of
is
the
not
thinking,
what
yeah.
Bharat's
Yes.
thought process is. We want to make them acharyas.
Mm.
So, who is an acharya? One who does not
Acharya.
just profess, but is a professor. That is the real meaning of the word professor. Not just professors, but practices it.
Practices it. Yeah.
So, who does the acharan himself or herself?
Right.
So, that is, so to create such people, it requires a lot of dedication, lot of thought process to create such scholars.
Which is so beautiful that IKS really harmonizes this aspect of what you are
Yeah.
and also what you teach and all of that. So if we can have that, that's the, as I say, the holistic education in
Yes.
that way. You're not just filled up with knowledge, but you're also filled up with character.
Yeah.
With your career and character to come together. Also, I think you're saying that to bring all of this, getting the teachers and all of is one of the biggest one.
Is
Anything
one of
else
the
which comes to
biggest
mind
challenges
which
that I
is
see. Another thing that I want to talk about is also there is a perception that IKS doesn't pay.
Ah,
IKS is
that's
something.
the way, because at the
So
end of the
people,
day,
because see, at the
That's
end of the, in fact, it is complete adharma to neglect your own shreyas.
yes.
In
yes,
fact, in the Shikshavali, the Guru says before he goes,
yeah.
he says, don't neglect your welfare. This is the adesha that is given.
Ah,
So we have to strive.
Makes sense.
Because if you look at the four Purusharthas, two of them are Artha and Kama.
Yeah, yes.
But they are bounded by the Dharma. That is the thing.
That's the thing.
So it's very important that
And India was prosperous before.
India was prosperous,
India has
and
had the
this is a
1/3 of-
misconception
yes.
that has been drilled into
Yes.
our heads by the colonials,
Yes.
that Indians were only spiritual.
Yes.
No, we were spiritual, and also we pursued artha in a dharmic way and enjoyed that prosperity in a responsible way as well.
Yes, yes.
And shared it with everybody. This was basically the Bharatiya way. So we were we do puja not only of one Lakshmi, we have Ashtalakshmi. Holistic development is what we talk about. We just don't want Dhana Lakshmi. We want Adi Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, Santana Lakshmi, Dhairya Lakshmi, Vidya Lakshmi. I want all Lakshmis.
Yes, yes.
And we pray to Mother Lakshmi Ma.
Yeah.
And that is the way that we think about. We are wealth creators.
Yes.
And IKS is about
That's
wealth
such a beautiful
creation.
thing. People think you go back to the old and you doesn't
So-
pay, and all of
So,
that. It's really-
so IKS is about creating better entrepreneurs, creating the best entrepreneurs,
Wow.
creating the best teachers, best soldiers, best thinkers, best public servants, best
Wow.
politicians.
Amazing.
It is not just about sitting in a cave and meditating.
Yes.
This is not what IKS is
Yes,
about.
yes.
And for the welfare of all.
Yes.
That is the beauty
Yeah,
of
that's
this.
right. It brings.
I may be the best
Yeah.
entrepreneur, but if I'm only working for my profit,
Yes.
I'm not
exploit
a.
the world, exploit nature.
That is
exploit
not
people,
a
that's all
Bharatiya
you
way.
make, yeah. That's not the
A
Bharatiya way.
true Bharatiya entrepreneur will be the best in the world.
Yes.
At the same time, create the most wealth, share it with his or her employees, and share it with the world, and ensure the products that he or she sells are for the welfare of the consumers. They don't damage them.
Yes, yes.
They are. So that is what is the Shubha Labha. Labha for me, but Shubha for the everywhere,
Oh, is that
everybody
we
else.
put it everywhere.
So
the
think
Shubha
about
Labha.
it. So think about this
Yes.
kind of a concept that we had.
Yeah.
So again, coming to some of the practical things, when we talk about IKS as career options, there are many career options. The immediate need is, of course, we need a lot of good, grounded acharyas.
Right.
So that is one. We also need good public servants. We also need good entrepreneurs.
Yes.
All of these things are possible through the IKS.
Already happening with yoga. So much yoga is required.
Definitely
Ayurveda.
happening with yoga. You know, even speech therapists are
Yeah.
coming from Sanskrit background.
Ah.
Many of them are trying to basically treat a lot of stuttering, stammering,
Right.
all of these problems using Sanskritam
Yes.
and pronunciation of some Sanskrit shlokas and things
Yes.
like that. Similarly, people are coming up with new ways of pedagogy, of
Yes.
teaching kids. I mean, with technology.
Amazing.
I mean, this
Yes.
is essentially how
That's the
things
idea.
will
You
evolve.
already talked about agriculture.
Yeah.
Then you talked about sculpture.
Sculptures,
When we were discussing.
yeah.
So many.
And
it's
public
just-
policy, policy making, And yeah,
What about music, dance, drama? This,
Ah.
I mean, it goes on and on. Essentially, the kind of
and
feels.
think about it. This may be sounding too far, this thing, but we talk about India as a mother of democracies. India is also the mother of martial arts.
Ah,
Kalaripayattu is a martial art,
yes.
which basically is a very ancient martial art that has been practiced for thousands of years, and especially in Kerala. Now, can we not have a module for our armed forces
Yeah.
being trained in Kalaripayattu?
Yes.
In fact, IKS division is doing that
Yes.
through our centers.
Wow.
So you see, these are the kind of things we should be thinking about.
Right, right.
Not just, one aspect of health. We should think about the holistic health. Become enlightened warriors, as one
This
of our
is the
Gurukul
idea.
says.
Holistic health, harmony with each other, within body, mind, and soul, and harmony with nature.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things to come together is such a beautiful thing. And like you were saying, I think beautiful steps are happening with the government saying that the 5%.
Yes. So there are guidelines in terms of practically implementing it. There are UGC guidelines for incorporating 5% of the entire course credits
Yes.
has to be related to IKS.
Yes.
There are teacher training, induction, refresher programs. There has to be IKS components. These are all things that are being done, because you see, one thing that we have to understand also is that India is a very, very, very large country. We are one of the largest country in the world.
Yes.
And so when you try to change systems here, you can't change them on a dime.
Yes.
It takes time to change
Yes,
things.
yes.
But things are happening slowly but steadily.
Yes.
They will happen. The change will happen. It will be significant when you look back at this
Yeah,
time.
I mean, if you say every university to have 5% of IKS courses,
Every undergrad program will have
every
5%.
undergrad program to have 5% of IKS courses, that means it needs.
It's changing. So slowly now maybe you can think about taking this and then maybe extending it to 10% as the time goes.
Absolutely,
You know, so that's essentially.
Yes, I think so.
But then to enable this, you need acharyas who are grounded.
Yes, yes, yes.
So-
And that is the purpose of the Bhaktivedanta University. Primarily to bring such, such people, train such people, such acharyas, as you are saying, who can become, who can become the forebearers of, front runners of this education. And, will lead the research work, will lead the teaching, so that all of these beautiful knowledge and in all kinds of fields can actually spread all over the world. So we are extremely grateful to you. You have shared all of this, and really take your blessings for the Bhaktivedanta University.
It's not really
and,
blessings.
many more.
Think of me as one of the hands that is working. Blessings have to be only taken from the gurus and Bhagavan.
You are definitely one of our gurus, as the national coordinator for the IKS, Indian Knowledge Systems Division, in the Ministry of Education, Government of India. I think, you working together along with this effort of the Bhaktivedanta University to open up in 2027 in Vrindavan Dham, and hopefully to inspire many more such to happen in the future is truly our great pleasure and privilege to be part of this, and especially to be working under your kind guidance, throughout, so that we can, let's just say, bring the erstwhile glory of India back, both materially, spiritually, in all kinds of ways, for the betterment of the whole world.
Whole world.
So-
And I'll just end with a prayer.
Yes.
Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahi, tejasvinavadhitamastu, ma vidvishavahi, om shanti shanti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you
sir.
so much. Hopefully it was
Hare
good.
Krishna. It was wonderful, and maybe 1 minute of your just directly about the university
Okay.
that you could say, and